In the early Edo period, where swordsmanship was not merely a skill but a way of life, among the ranks of samurai one man stood out, a warrior whose blade could seemingly slice through the air itself. His name was Sasaki Kojirō, a figure whose life tittered on the line between legend and reality. To his admirers, Kojirō was the optimum of grace and control, but in his shadow, stories whispered of his solitary path, a man as sharp as his blade, yet untethered to the world around him. Every time he drew his sword, he seemed to move in harmony with the air, like a force of nature, honed by unseen hands. Sasaki Kojirō's origins are shrouded in mystery. Some say he was born in the coastal province of Ichizen, while others suggest that he trained in a secluded mountain village under a master swordsman who had abandoned the world. Kojirō's early years remain as elusive as his style, an art as fluid as the wind, as precise as nature itself. Legend holds that he studied under a master known only to few, a man rumored to have achieved enlightenment through swordsmanship. This teacher is said to have taught Kojirō the art of being one with the blade, an idea Kojirō took to heart, allowing him to become the living embodiment of steel and spirit. While Kojirō was a skilled swordsman by any measure, his style was unique. He trained tirelessly with his long katana, Monohoshizao, also known as the drying paw. This blade, longer than usual, demanded strength and precision. Kojirō's dedication transformed him into a graceful yet deadly force, leading him to develop his famed Swallow Cut. Kojirō's technique was both revered and feared, a style so refined it seemed inhuman. Those who saw him practice claimed he moved like a shadow in the wind, his strikes fast and soundless. It was as if Kojirō had transcended the human world according to the myths, his swordplay echoing with the mysterious of nature itself. Kojirō's reputation was not just about his skill, but also the respect he commanded among his peers. His calm demeanor, dedication, and mastery made him a role model for other samurai. This admiration adds a humanizing element to his legend, showing that while he was seen as an ideal warrior, he was also highly respected. It is said that Kojirō's swallow cut could slice through the air like a swallow's tail in flight. According to legend, he spent days watching these birds, honing his technique until he could strike as swiftly as nature itself. Some claim the technique was a gift from the spirit of the swallow itself, a skill far beyond mortal reach. Kojirō's style was not just about power or speed, it was about precision and patience, an often unorthodox style in the samurai world. Many believed, according to Japanese myths, that Kojirō had tapped into something otherworldly, a hidden secret that could only be found through total dedication. In whispers, it was said he performed a sacred ritual beneath a full moon, pledging his loyalty to the spirit of the swallow, forever entwining his soul with the essence of flight and freedom. Kojirō was not only known for his skill, but for his solitude. His journey was often a lonely one, marked by endless travel from town to town, honing his craft in isolation. He became known as the Lonely Wanderer, his life dedicated to the path of the sword, with no family or home to return to. Many believed that Kojirō's fate was bound to the open road, a path ordained by his connection to the blade. Some said he was destined to remain alone, for only solitude could nurture the sharpness of his soul. It was his loneliness that deepened his bond with his long sword, a blade that seemed to be his only true companion. To most samurai, Monohoshizao was just a sword, albeit an unusually long one, but to Kojirō it was much more. The weapon demanded a unique mastery and strength that Kojirō alone could provide. Rumors spread that Monohoshizao contained a spirit, one that guided Kojirō's blade with supernatural precision. Some said the blade was forged by a master smith who had poured his own soul into it, creating a weapon that could only be wielded by those with the uttermost dedication. To Kojirō, it was not merely a tool, it was an extension of his soul, a silent partner in his quest for perfection. Among Kojirō's rivals was the skilled Yoshioka Denshichiro, whose reputation rivaled even the best. Their duel took place in a packed dojo, each fighter seeking honor and victory. Kojirō's, however, was calm as ever, knowing that his mastery of his sword would guide his blade. The duel ended as swiftly as it began. Kojirō's blade cut through the air with a precision and elegance that left the audience speechless. Yoshioka fell, defeated yet humbled by Kojirō's mastery. This encounter only served to spread Kojirō's legend further. Throughout his life, Kojirō encountered many warriors, but his rivalry with Miyamoto Musashi would define his legacy. The two were destined to clash, each representing a different style and a philosophy. Their encounter was not just a duel, but a battle of tradition against adaptation, elegance versus pragmatism. This rivalry was not born of anger, but of a shared understanding that only the strongest could truly test their skill. In Kojirō, Musashi saw a reflection of his own ambition, and in Musashi, Kojirō saw the one warrior who could challenge his skill. In 1612, the two met on Ganryūjima, a small island. Kojirō arrived early, his sword gleaming in the sunlight, while Musashi was late and armed with a carved wooden oar. The fight was brief, yet lit legendary, ending with Musashi's strike. Some stories claim that Kojiro's last words were respectful, praising Musashi's skill even in defeat, while others say he vowed to haunt Musashi as revenge, and so his spirit is said to haunt the island to this day according to the myths. Some accounts claim that Musashi's lateness was a calculated tactic to anger Kojiro, disturbing his focus. Others say the ocean waves themselves held their breath as blades met. But as Musashi's final blow landed, Kojiro's legacy was cemented, his skill and valor living on beyond his mortal form. Sasaki Kojirō was not merely a swordsman, he was a symbol of elegance, discipline, and the power of nature itself. His story, blending fact and legend, invites us to wonder if true mastery ever fades. His story, much like the swallows he revered, moves silently through history, lingering for those who seek it. And so the tale of Sasaki Kojirō, the solitary blade, ends. Thank you for joining us through the Japanese folklore. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more legends and folklore from around the globe. Until next time, keep wandering.